Next up at UFC Vegas 74, we have the main event of the evening. We have Kai Kara-France taking on Amir Albazi. Kai Kara-France 24-10 overall. 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming off of his second loss to Brandon Moreno. He's taking on Amir Albazi, 16-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. Coming off the KO win over absolute savage beast Alessandro Costa. I said it like that because people were like, oh, look what Amir did in his last fight against the fucking short notice UFC bum. Yeah, look what he did. Anyway, Kai Kara-France. Very good boxer. Good kickboxer. Tons of power. Lots of volume. Very technically sound. He works really well inside and outside of the pocket. Has very solid takedown defense at 86%. But he is coming off that TKO loss to Brandon Moreno for the title last year. But he actually looked good leading up to that. He looked good in the fight and then sort of got broken down there. He's fighting Amir Albazi. Amir Albazi is a very legitimate prospect. He's got solid grappling. His striking is very good as well. He sets a nice pace. Very comfortable striking. He's light on his toes. He's bouncing in and out. He's got a long jab. And the fact that he's light on his toes really helps him shoot well. He's bouncing, bang, just in on those legs incredibly fast. And he'll just snatch up a leg as well. He doesn't even have to fully shoot. He'll just grab it and pick it up. On the ground, slick grappler. He's not just a wrestler looking for control. He's going to take risks, roll for positions, try to snatch things up. And I mentioned he's on that win, coming off that win over Alessandro Costa, where he had 2 knockdowns, a takedown and the finish, but that was a UFC debut on short notice, I believe. So this is a very tricky fight because on one hand, we have Kai Kara-France. Sort of a proven entity, right? He's been in the UFC for a little while. He's got that nice win over Askar Askarov.
Who's not in the UFC.
But at the same time, I think Kai Kara-France is overrated. I thought he's been overrated for a very long time. He's taking on Amir Albazi. Seems to be a killer. Seems to be a wild prospect. But he hasn't beat anybody. He's beat literally nobody. He hasn't beat anybody of any substance whatsoever. So we just don't know how good he is or is not. So we have an overrated guy who has at least established himself as, I can win at this level. I've been at this level for a while, earned his way into a title shot, versus an unproven guy who has a ton of talent, but we just have no idea what's going to happen if things get a little tough for him. Amir's probably going to need the takedowns, in my opinion. Kai Kara-France has very good takedown defense. So incredibly, ridiculously slight lean to the Kai Kara-France side because of the takedown defense, because of the UFC level experience. But this fight is just, this is a tough fight. I think you're a little more confident than I am, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a Kai Kara-France fan. I like the way he fights. People enjoy the way he fights. Don't blink. You know, he gets in those firefights. He puts himself out there. And a lot of people leading up to this fight, I saw because we had the week off, so everyone's like, the lock of the week, by the way, 6 in a row, going for 7. I saw a lot of tweets, a lot of messages on Discord. Join the Discord, absolutely free, in the link below. I saw a lot of stuff about Kai Kara-France's lock. You see in the chat right now, the first thing you saw is France's lock. France's lock. He's a lock because he was the underdog at the time, then moved to the favorite. And I was like, oh my God, maybe. So I was seeing all that stuff, and then I'm watching this fight. So I'm already kind of biased towards Kai Kara-France. I like him. People were saying he's a lock, and now I'm looking at this fight, and I'm like, okay, here's the issue I have with this fight. I believe that Kai Kara-France can defend the takedowns, can defend enough takedowns, right? And most people, I assume, make that transition of he can defend the takedowns, therefore he wins the fight. I don't think it's that easy because I believe Kai Kara-France is the better striker. I think he's a slightly better striker, and I mentioned this in my quick pick video. In my mind, and this is not like an actual tape breakdown, this is just how I feel and the way that I feel when I watch Kai Kara-France fight, that I believe in his mind he is the much better striker in this matchup. If you asked him right now, he would say, oh, I'm 10 times the striker that Albazi is in this fight. And I think that's going to get him in trouble. I really think that he's going to run into trouble because you saw in the 3rd round against Moreno, was his best round. He was looking so sharp. Kai Kara-France gets hit, and he especially gets hit when he gets overconfident in his striking, when he's having too much success. He was chasing a little bit too much in Moreno and got caught with that body shot. That's what happens. Against Brandon Royval, gets a little bit too, he gets caught in this. It's like, I just feel like he's going to have too much success early, get over aggressive. Albazi's got a great jab. He's going to start touching him, and then he's going to lay on some power enough to where Kai Kara-France is either going to panic or something weird's going to happen where it's going to go to the ground, and then he's in big trouble if he's already hurt before he goes to the ground. And I really believe, I know that's not like a technical breakdown, oh, this guy's going to do this, but it just feels like the way that Kai Kara-France fights, he's a confident guy as he is. He's going to come in, have some success, get a little bit too aggressive again, and Albazi's going to be there because, as you mentioned, Albazi, I know he doesn't have a great resume, but he just seems like one of those guys that's just kind of one of those dudes, man. When you watch him fight, it's like, Jesus, man. He's a better striker than people think.
No, I agree with everything. He hasn't shown us yet, and maybe this is the fight that he does show us. So I'm just going slight lean with the proven entity that has incredible. That graphic was wrong. He has 86% takedown defense. So the proven entity with the very good takedown defense, who we know is a phenomenal striker, I gotta lean that side. But the line, people don't know what they're doing with the line either, right? Like it has gone. Kai Kara-France has
dog, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Because Kai Kara-France has been the favorite and the underdog. They both have been. So it's sort of all over the place. I don't have a bet here, but I will have one of them in DraftKings because we got even money on what could potentially be a 5-round fight. Both of them could win by finish. This is a pick your side and put that person in your DraftKings lineup kind of spot because somebody's going to score really well. Either a 5-round firefight or a stoppage. Either way, the winner is going to do well in DraftKings.
And this guy's lost 10 times. And I know some of them were early on in the career and they're against good, the other ones are against good people and stuff, but I mean, it's not like this guy's he's not 24-1. People are acting. I mean, the way people are talking about Kai Kara-France, it's like he's just going to, and maybe he does. I mean, maybe he does. I hope he does. I'm a big fan of Kai Kara-France, so maybe he does. But Jesus, man, be careful.
Listen, I said earlier, I think he's a little overrated, so I'm with you. I still think he gets this done, but a lot of that has to do with because Amir Albazi has beat no one, and obviously you can't beat someone
You have to beat.
You got to beat a bunch of nobodies before you can fight as somebody, and he has his opportunity now.
He's done what he needed to do against everyone he's fought, So
no, I completely agree. I just don't understand.
Can't help when you fight.
I don't understand how people could be so insanely confident on either side of this fight. You can't be. Tricky fight. Anyway, weonpicks.com. Unlock all the things for only $10 a month.